How's it going, everybody? Christian Van Hoos here, Team Cyberlord Games. We're here with the second installment of the set reviews we're doing. This is like part one of the second set that's coming out on February 13th for the Force of Will trading card game. And the set name is The Castle of Heaven and the Two Tower. The Two Towers?
And the
Okay.
two tower.
Not even going to talk about that. We're just going to jump right into the cards, and the Sabera has something to say first because he runs the site, Cyberlord
Introduce
Games.
everybody.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Hey Bear,
So I'm here.
owner, CEO, Cyberlord Games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pat, the sex. And
Yeah, tell us
myself, Carl Shoto, YouTube organizer.
Pat's new. Pat didn't join us for the first one. He was too busy playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So,
Yeah.
what's up? Come on, Pat. Tell us something. What's up? Come on, Pat.
What do you want me to say?
I don't
What do you
know.
want me to say other than you're a dick, eh, Bear?
Give us some backstory.
Backstory. My name is Pat. There you go.
All right. So on with the
Good
set.
stuff.
I came from Yu-Gi-Oh! World.
He did.
Thank God
Sad.
you made it.
I know. Right?
Almost didn't.
Almost. So, yeah. So the first card, Light. Starting off with Light again, right?
Yes. The
right,
breath
so-
of God.
The Breath of God. It's one colorless, one white. You may pay one colorless, one white less to play this card if it targets a saint.
Oh, so it's free if you
Create
target a saint.
Resonator. Pretty much. So target Resonator or J Ruler you control cannot be targeted by spells or abilities until the end of turn, and it cantrips. So you draw a card. So it's basically just a straight up protection spell. You
Hexproof Shroud.
yeah, just
For the
you
turn.
try to cast a removal spell, respond, play Breath of God.
Seems very good.
All right, pretty self-explanatory. Yeah.
Mhm.
So what do we got? Katarina, the
Yep.
Saint of Fantasy.
Katarina.
All right. So Katarina, she's a fantasy saint.
You already have a saint.
Yep. Other resonators you control gain +1, plus 100, plus 100. So she's a built-in lord. So typical 3-drop lord that we'd see in multiple other games. So
Yes.
pretty good.
Yeah, stats
Uh,
are pretty decent for 3-drop, I guess. I think
Yeah,
that's-
600, 600. Looking at the first set, I mean, she's above average for a
Mhm.
3-drop for the most part. And she pumps. So
Yeah.
does she pump herself? No, it's
No.
Other.
But if you curve into her, you already have other guys anyway, so that should be fine.
yeah. So our next card, of course, is rare. Don Quixote, the Wandering Knight. I've always a fan. Love the book. I love the story about Don Quixote. So Awakening. I'm not really sure what Awakening is. But as enter is resonators you control cannot be destroyed until end of turn. You may pay an additional light as you play this card. If you do, this card gains the following ability. Okay, so Awakening. Okay. So Awakening is when it comes into play. I guess you pay
Kicker.
this. It's like a kicker. Yeah, that kind of seems pretty good. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I guess.
Seems pretty good.
So it's basically you pay 4 for them, and then you can
Yeah.
pay an extra 2, it seems.
I think you should
Next
just
extra
pay
one.
an extra one.
Okay, so you just pay the extra 1. Okay.
Yes.
When you
Next-
enter, and if you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you pay 5. He comes in, and then your resonators you control can't be destroyed until the end of your turn.
Doesn't seem too bad
So-
if you're trying to like board clear. Like if you got a bunch of little guys trying to kill some big guys real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just kind of start running them into dudes and killing things without any real repercussion. So
And
seems-
late game, if you don't have a reason to activate the effect, you can just pay the 4 for the 9/9, I guess.
yeah, and the protection. So
4 for 9/9
Or just
isn't that
simple
great,
fact.
but
Yeah.
I don't think.
So we saw the ruler. So now here's the super rare version of the card. 2-drop Grim, the Avenger of Fairy Tales. He's a fairy tale human. His enter ability is choose target resonator, remove it from the game. If it's darkness.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it gains plus 200 until end of turn.
That's a pretty busted enter effect, to be honest.
Pretty good for a 2-drop, and he's a 5/5.
Yeah, good.
500, 500. Then he has an awakening for a light. Enter if your J/ruler is Sacred Princess of Guidance or Lumia, the Creator of Hope. J/resonators your opponent controls lose all abilities until end of turn.
Yeah. So not only is that effect good, but like You have to play around this card if you're running Darkness at all because it's a solid stats for a 2-drop and the effect is good too. Like after a 1-drop, you're just gaining something +2/+2, which is totally fine for an aggro deck or a control deck. And if you're actually running Darkness and they get to like mulligan into this, like how do you come back from that if they get rid of something already? Like the tempo is just out of reach. I think it's just so insane.
Yeah, it seems really, really, really good. Like Grim the Ruler and then Grim even this card seems pretty stupid. So I mean, I would play him even in the Grim Ruler deck just because you can search for him since he's a fairy tale.
Yeah, and you can
Like-
just even run a 1 or 2 of in that situation because you can just search for him against the dark decks if you need to.
Yeah, especially you just sideboard the others. Like how good is this guy against a dark the Darkness Vampire or Nightmare deck? You
Very
just
good.
literally every turn I'm going to remove whatever you play, and yeah, it's just
Well, there is that one card, I forget what color it is, but it has the other effect where you can sack it and return all removed from game cards to the board again.
yeah,
So that's fun.
that's true. So now we have our first Ancient, but it's still a human. 2-drop Guardian of Tower. Continuous addition field cards you control cannot be targeted by spells or abilities your opponents control. That seems pretty good.
Yeah.
And he has a second continuous.
Yeah, second continuous is if you control a tower, this card gains. It becomes a massive wall. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
plus 600 in the butt.
Walls are good, and this one can actually attack it. That's 200. It's not terrible in case you just need to.
Yeah, a little poke damage here and there.
Yeah, a little poke. Still a 2-drop 1200 seems pretty sick. So yeah, definitely a big brick wall. So all right, Pat, why don't you read the
Make him do the work.
card? Yeah, since you missed the first one.
Okay. So the next one up is that Jane d'Arc?
Joan of Arc.
I
We
don't
got
know.
the classy reviewers this time.
I know, right? The Awakening Purity. She has a Resonator, Saint Human. The continuous effect is each turn prevent the first damage that would be dealt to a fantasy or human J/Resonator you control.
Her Awakening is 1 light.
Is
Yeah.
one white. The inner is you may put a non-spell fantasy card from your hand into your field. You may pay an additional white as you play this card. If you do,
Gains
this
the
card
following.
gains the following ability: Awakening.
Yeah, so it's a pretty solid 3-drop. I mean, granted, she does cost 3 light.
And
Yeah.
she's a 700.
But I think if you're going to be playing this card, you're probably playing, a heavy light focused deck anyway. So, I mean,
The first effect affects most of your cards, and like even on your opponent's turn, if you're blocking with something, it just doesn't take any damage.
That seems to be the way with the dual stones too. Like I see these 3 costs, and I'm not like super worried about trying to make these things work in other decks that like you would combo other colors with. Like just because you can run
yeah,
like
exactly.
the dual sieves for light and the both of the dual stones for light, and still get access to 2 other colors that you can combo this with. Plus
Yeah.
the 2 extra stones if you're just running a 10-stone deck. Like the 2 other stones could just be light stones. So
Yeah,
it's
you could-
not that hard to mix stuff up.
Yeah, you could easily just play like a 2-color deck with 10 stones, with 4 being dual stones, and then being your second color,
Mhm.
which is kind of your splash second color, and run nothing but light stones, and still be perfectly fine running a card like this.
Yep.
So our next card is it's a first standby spell. It's a Jump to the Sky. It's 2 colors, 2 white. Its trigger is when a resonator you control deals damage to your opponent. You can reveal it, recover that resonator, so it gets to untap. You may put 3 hope counters on a Lumiel, the Tower of Hope, you control. So this gives you the actual breakdown of what standby is. So it says pay 2 to put this card into your chant standby area. You may play this from your next turn if it fulfills trigger condition and you control magic stones equal or more than its cost.
We were wrong about all of these cards. You just have to control the stones equal to its cost. You don't have to tap them.
Okay.
So they become a lot better than we reviewed them in the previous segment.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, they're a lot better then.
Yeah, it's a lot
So actually,
better.
they're like what's they're like verses with the verses what's it, versus quest or whatever it is.
Yeah, like just the mana you put down.
Yeah.
Kind of the same for a while.
So yeah, it's actually really good then.
Mhm.
Actually, pretty good. Oh well.
Oh wow.
Learn how the game goes.
Yeah, we're learning, guys.
So, next spell is instant. Nothing's instant, I think, but still, Light of Lumia. It's 3 colors, 1 white. If you're a J/ruler Sacred Princess of Guidance or Lumia, the creator of hope, you may pay 2 less, so it's going to cost 2 to play the card. Choose 1. Rest all non-light, non-fairy tale resonators, or remove target non-light, non-fairy tale resonator from the game. So as long as you're playing the J ruler, I'm pretty sure you're probably playing it anyway. You have a 2-drop. Just remove basically
Anything.
any non-target light, non-nary, whatever from the game. So it's
It's insane.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Or it's an alpha deck. So
It's a storm spark.
it's a Storm Spark. You just tap all their guys and just kind of go in. But
Yeah, and it's
No,
an instant
the
too,
non-
which is sweet.
fairy tale seems a little still. Yeah. I think it's a really nice card. You use a defensive or offensive. You can tap them down and then swing for game, or tap. I mean, to be honest, it's still a removal because you tap them down and then just advantageously trade. For the following turns. Advantageously. There we go.
More treasury items, guys.
Yeah. Longinus, the Holy Lance, the 2-drop.
Longinus.
Longinus.
Longinus the Holy Lance.
That's my card.
Continuous Resonator with this gains 500, 500. Cannot be targeted by darkness spells or darkness. He's like a magic sword. Spells or darkness abilities. And prevent all damage
It's
when they
magic.
put all darkness cards. Jesus Christ. This is literally this is a big, just like F you to all darkness decks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, sorry, bro. It reminds me of back they had a Magic clip, the Mono Red Nightmare where the guy went Soltari Priest and like Imperial Armored it and just won in like 3 turns.
I don't know what any of those cards are.
Yeah, that's okay.
Don't explain them.
You're too young. It's okay. It's all right. So now we have the next card is the Addition Field Tower, Lumiel, the Tower of Hope, which was referenced a little early in a couple of the cards. But it's a continuous is at the beginning of your main phase, put Hope counters equal to the number of Resonators you control on this card. Then, if there are 10 or more Hope counters on this card, banish it and destroy all Resonators and additions your opponent controls. Wait, what?
Oh.
Wait, is this card as good as I think it is?
No, it'll take like 3 or 4 turns. By that time, they'll probably kill it.
It destroys all the resonators and the additions your opponent controls.
Yeah, because the one card earlier put 3 counters on. It's neat that we're like screwing around with counters now, but
Yeah.
it adds, another thing to the game, I guess.
We didn't have those in Kaijudo because apparently it was too much work to carry around things like dice and counters.
I know, right?
They assumed that we only had room for the Kaijudo deck in the bag.
It was already hard enough to realize what colors we were playing.
We couldn't count.
So good.
White weenie deck could ramp the shit out
So
of that.
good. Pull this up. Make sure. All right, there we go. Cool deal. So now we have March of Saints. It's a spell chant. 1 color, 1 white. Light resonators you control gain plus 300, plus zero, and first strike. That's wow. If you control a saint, they cannot be blocked until. Now that's actually really good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just
That's really good. Like you
Saints
definitely
and
just.
marching.
Well, just the
Saints
simple fact
go
that
marching in.
light resonators get plus 300 is
White
really-
weenie.
Yeah. White Weenie. Speaking of White Weenie, we got a Pure Spirit of Fantasy, a 2-drop, 1 color, 1 white. And it has
500.
no abilities.
It's just
but
your
fine.
2-drop.
Your standard
Yeah.
2-drop, 5/5.
If I remember right, there's actually some there's some cards later on, I think in this set, that actually give a bunch of bonuses to creatures that have no abilities whatsoever. So,
All right.
yeah.
Good stuff.
So another 2-drop. This one's a field edition. 1 colorless, 1 white. Continuous recovered resonator. So untapped resonators you control cannot be targeted by spells or abilities your opponent controls.
So it combos with that card you
Yeah.
mentioned earlier.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good.
Mhm.
Anything that protects your creatures is pretty nice. So I don't know. All these cards seem to be pretty self-explanatory so far. I mean, it's
Yeah, there's just solid. It's just like an addition set almost. It's just a support set from the first one, it seems.
Yeah.
With a couple of new
So
things
we got our
going on.
first. Yeah, so we got our first ruler here. She was referenced a lot. The Sacred Princess of Guidance. Her She has 2 different J activations. She has the first one. You pay. All right. So this one, this set released the. I believe they're called True Stones. I'm gonna scroll down and double check. But I believe yes, they're called They're true stones. They have the names like Millis, the Ghostly Flame, Mojart, Mujdart, the Fantasy Stone, and I think there's a couple others.
Almarius, the levitating stone.
Yeah, Feith Sing, the Holy Winds stone. I mean, we'll get all into these or whatever later, but yeah, these are the true stones. So the majority of all the rulers and J rulers are going to have the this effect where it's if you pay, like this one's pay a light, play this ability only if you control Almarius, the levitating stone. So you tap it and then flip it over, or to regularly J activate it, you just pay two white and a colorless, and then her ruler activation is you just tap it to gain 300 life, which seems really good. Maybe in a rush format, but the whole thing is like the majority of the time aren't you just tapping her to gain mana anyway? So it's I don't know how relevant her 300.
Well, I like it because, like, say you're playing against an aggro deck and, like, they got you down pretty low, but you were able to stabilize because you're running light. It's not unheard of. But, like, you know, you're done getting mana, obviously, and you don't want to get burned out by then top decking burn spells or fast attack haste guys. So getting to tap and gain 300 every turn for a few turns will put you back in it.
The extra option there is really nice, yeah.
Yeah, if you're sitting behind a bunch of 1200 Guardians of Guardian of Towers, so yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it's better than not having it, you know.
Yeah. And so her J ruler side is Lumia, the Creator of Hope. Continuous is once per turn you may play a card from your removed from game zone as though it were in your hand. Activate for 0. If there are no cards in your removed from game zone, remove the top 3 cards of your main deck from the game face down. You may look at them at any time. Wow. So that's pretty good. So you activate her, remove the top 3, then you can play one, play anyone. As though they're in your hand. It's pretty good.
Yep.
It gives you a lot of options.
Yeah, it's almost like a draw 3.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it seems really good.
I agree.
Gandalf's staff.
Yeah, next up we have Gandalf.
You shall not pass.
So we have Sacred Scepter of Exorcism. I don't see how this is a staff of exorcism, but okay. 1 light. It's continuous.
Well, it's
Resonator with this.
Don't fuck with
okay.
Gandalf.
Yeah, I
Don't
guess.
question him.
Yeah. Gandalf's like, wait, hold on. I mean, I
That's
guess.
how he says it. Wait, hold on a minute.
It's okay, but all right. So the resonator with this gains activate rest target resonator. If it's a demon, it cannot be recovered as long as this card's in the field. So it's another screw you darkness card.
Yeah, but it's so good for, like, White Weenie, because if you don't have a 1-drop, you can just combo it on a different turn. You're just tapping a guy every turn so they can't block you. That's so good. I mean, maybe it's good because then they can just revenge kill you, possibly, but still pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. Now we got the steampunk soldier, or whatever this is.
Seeking Sky.
Sky soldier. It's 2-drop. It's a soldier human flying. Well, of course, that's flying. Enter. You may look at the top card of your opponent's main deck. So 400.
Yeah, it's a 2-drop 400 4K that has a whatever effect.
It's a human. That's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a human, so it's pretty good. Not too bad. So
And flying is definitely a good thing. So.
now we have another fairy tale human. Jesus Christ, do they actually have to be humans too? Jeez. So Sleeping Beauty, I guess she has to be human.
Yeah. No, she's fucking Shrek.
She wants it.
Continuous. Yeah. You may choose not to recover this card during the recovery phase. Activate, pay a colorless, and tap her. Resonators you control gain +200 as long as this card is rested.
So put her on life support and pump your other guys up.
This card seems, like, unbearably slow. I don't like this card at all. Just saying.
Yeah.
It dies to literally everything. It has 0 attack. It can't even, like, fight in a battle. Except, I guess it gains itself +2 attack. But a 2/9, like, I don't know. You're going to have to set up a lot. Like, you're wasting your turn 2 on this, which doesn't do anything by itself. Not a fan.
I think I'd rather be just, like,
Yeah.
ditching to Grim and search something relevant.
There's already enough pump spells for each
I feel
color.
like if it was like 400 400 or even like 300 300, it would be, you know, much more playable. But the 200 200 just doesn't seem worth it. As many other
Well,
cards
200,
give the 200 200. So, just better
Wow.
options there.
It's
All right,
Jeeves.
so
Let
so
me
we
get that.
So we got Alfred.
Basically, I think probably the one of the best one drops for light. The Queen's Butler. Your J ruler or J/ruler can't be targeted by your opponent's spells or abilities.
Yeah.
It's a card that you don't hate playing early game and you don't hate drawing late game, so it's pretty good.
Yep. Very solid, very straightforward. Oh, Jesus Christ, I almost broke it. Oh, jeez. All right, so now we're moving into red.
Beowulf!
COH
Beowulf.
yeah, there we go. Beowulf, the Blazing Wolf.
Damn,
Where was
what's
he
that
gonna
guy's name?
Which one?
Oh my god, the actor. I can't remember. It'll come to me here.
I don't know, but I'm wolfing people with this card. It's
Russell Crowe,
it's
the
happening.
Blazing Wolf.
So, 2-drop, 2 red, continuous. If this card would deal damage to your opponent or to a resonator, it deals double that much damage instead.
Yes.
So, this is definitely the card that you just want to poison apple and then watch them cry, as they take 2,600.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of nuts.
Yeah.
You just gotta go. You gotta block this, and if you don't block this, you're just dead.
This is killing something.
I'm wolfing people.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know what it is, but something is definitely dying.
And it has no. It doesn't have a small amount of defense. Like it's able to hold its own sort of against like little 1-drops, little 2-drops, 4/4s.
Yeah, something like this is definitely you have to answer this almost immediately, I would think, or have a way to keep it under control. Otherwise, this thing's gonna beat you down very very fast. It's like if you do get if you get the Beowulf Apple combo on them and they take 26 and they're sitting at 1,400, it's like all it takes is what 2 of the little fire spells or a couple thunders and like another creature attack.
Just double apple it for game. You're dealing so much. You're dealing more than lethal. What is that? You deal 1,000. You deal 23 times that. It's 4,600.
6,600?
A what?
46.
No, 4,600.
It's still over the game. It's
Yes.
over lethal, guys.
Just way too good.
Your opponent
So
just didn't draw any action.
Drop gives it a. The whole thing is you play games like Hearthstone where you're just like hoarding cards, and then you just kind of like explode on somebody. So you get like the 3-drop that gives all werewolves swiftness, and you play this guy, and then like apple or something. Yeah,
Yep.
way too much control warrior or OTK warrior. But so now we have Big Bang Revolution with what looks like little red, the little red chicken, Little Red Riding Hood. Colorless in 1 red.
She went
Yeah.
all demonic and shit.
Oh, she did. On J-Ruler's side. She flips over and gets crazy.
This card is actually cool.
Yeah, so trigger. Whenever a resonator you control is destroyed, 2 target resonators gain +X +Y, where X is the destroyed resonator's attack, and Y is the destroyed resonator's. It's actually pretty good.
The only
Yeah.
problem is that you need to have 3 resonators out. Like, if you only have 1, and the guy that dies, and you just can't trigger this because then you're giving your opponent the buff. Because you have to target 2. It doesn't say up to 2. So like, you pretty much have to be in a dominating board state already.
So here's the thing. Here's the question. It doesn't say until end of turn. So is this a permanent game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
looks like we're gonna have to start keeping track of shit.
Yeah, that seems pretty nutty, to be honest. Yeah. Oh wow. So now we're getting in. You have something to say, Pat? What's up?
No, it
No,
just
no. Good
it
card.
looks like it's starting to go into Alice in Wonderland now.
It is. It is. You get the Alice in Wonderland theme kicking now. So we have our first card soldier, which is Diamond. It's a 2-drop. When this card is put into a graveyard from your field, it deals 2 damage to target resonator.
200.
200. Yeah.
2 would be
so-
really bad.
Yeah, that'd be really bad. Like, you ain't killing anything anytime soon. So, but yeah, I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's not too bad. Like, it basically
No.
can trade up. It trades. It's a 2-drop that trades all the way up to something with 600 power or 600 defense. So, yeah, pretty good. So now we have
Stuff.
Card Soldier Heart, another 2-drop, but this one's an 07 wall. If damage would be dealt to a Queen of Hearts you control, it's dealt to this card instead.
So
You
just
can't judge without seeing Queen.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say it's probably pretty good. And if you're playing the Queen and everything, you probably want this card in there.
just for the
So
redirection.
yeah, but let's go ahead and get to Dragon King's Flame. It's an instance. Jesus Christ, they have a lot of red. Has a lot of reach already in 2 sets. So 2 colorless, 1 red. This card deals 600 damage to target player or resonator. If your J ruler is Fault
Hog
Gold,
the Dragoon.
yeah, or Bahamut. Oh, I already like this. Bahamut the Dragon King. It deals 800 instead. Okay, so Jesus Christ! So they have a 1-drop that deals 500, 2-drop that deals 7, and then your ruler has to be somebody else. But okay, or you choose one, so it still does 7, I think. And then now you have a 3-drop that deals 800. Jeez, or 600. Still pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the title of the next game we're going to play. Truth
Duel,
or Duel.
Duel of Truth. It's a 1-drop red instant. Target J/Resonator you control and target J/Resonator your opponent controls deal damage equal their attack to each other. So it's just a 1-drop fight for 1 red.
Why is there so much fan service in this game?
I don't know.
This is something.
It's so good.
Is it?
Oh.
The
Zoomer
real
can't pick
fight
this
is
up
freaking-
now.
I don't know. Oh, jeez. Endless War.
Oh, I like
2
this
red.
card.
The art on this actually looks really good. Continuous. Resonators must attack if able.
Can I say I like the last card? By the way, I didn't say anything about the last card, but I like it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It seems really good. I mean, it's a straight up, you're picking your biggest guy and killing. You're just killing. It's a 1-drop removal spell. I mean, granted, situationally, you need a creature in play, but
Still run it.
yeah, still run it. Still really good. So, Endless War. It's Field Edition. They all must attack if able. Seems really good. What do you guys think?
I'm ramping.
Yeah, it's like just seeing cards like this, just from like my TCG knowledge, like Duel Masters and Kaijudo, like there were the spells that said, "Hey, all your dudes got to attack if able," and it was just never a thing that ever saw play. So
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a good removal spell in a control deck, and it doesn't really seem like what you want to be doing for 2 mana in an aggro deck. Like, you'd just rather have a removal spell at that point than, like, try to bait them into attacking. Because even if you're going in all board and you want them to go in because they'll have to attack your face because the guys are too small, and then you'll be able to like, go in and be unblockable, like, they might just draw one of the mini pump spells and be able to kill your guys, so it's kind of a risk you don't want to take, especially if you're already spending 2 mana and your time doing it, so...
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, like most of the creatures like I'd want to play this against to force them to attack, pretty much already have like some version of an activate ability, like so they're just gonna use the activation ability and they're not gonna attack anyway. So
True.
all the Fable kind
Actually,
of
can they do that?
Yeah, I don't see. It says if able, they can't attack.
Oh yeah,
with
because
the
they can activate on the main phase beforehand, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. So,
Not good,
Fault
not good.
Gold Dragoon is another. It's the Fire
Ruler.
Ruler J Ruler combo. Deactivate is banish a Fire Resonator.
Ooh.
Okay, seems pretty easy. Its regular activation is tap it, search your main deck for a Dragon Resonator, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle your main deck.
Now this says banish a fire resonator. Like you can do your opponents too.
Wow!
So
Are you reading? You're reading the J Ruler side already?
No.
no, Faltog's J activate. It just
Oh, yeah.
says banish a fire resonator. If your opponent controls fire resonators, then you just banish them.
Yeah.
No, that's
Here's- I
insane.
mean, Here's the thing, though. Is yeah, I mean, I just don't. I think I would just search up as many dragons as I can. I mean, how many dragons are here, but yeah, being able just to just flip it seems pretty sick.
Yeah, the searching
but-
is also really good.
Yeah, and just like if your opponent just happens to be playing fire cards, like all of a sudden they just have a really tough time playing them against this card. Like
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, speaking of his J Ruler, so I mean, Bahamut the Dragon King is 1,000,000, has flying. When it enters, this card deals damage to target Resonator equal to the attack of Resonator banished for its judgment cost, which seems really good.
yeah.
And then activate Banish a Fire Resonator. This card gains imperishable in a turn.
Indestructible.
Well, it means if it would die, it would go back to the ruler. It'd flip back over to the ruler.
Does it flip back over?
Yeah, I believe it flips back over to the ruler.
Okay.
If that's what we read with the other
I'm
card.
taking your word on that.
Yeah, I mean, if not, oh well,
Don't
somebody
trust Rob.
somebody will correct me. Yeah, don't trust me. So,
comments down below, guys.
yeah, seems really good though. I mean, the ruler seems pretty solid.
So,
I mean,
uh,
And the thing is, I know from what I've seen is, I think I read that you can actually sideboard rulers and J rulers.
Oh.
So
Oh.
yeah, so I mean that seems like it could be a really.
I'm into that.
How big are the sideboards in this game?
I think they're 15 cards.
Solid.
Yeah, I have to go back and look. The World Championship decks are listed on the
Everything we
Facebook
always
group.
want.
Which the links will be on the
It's
bottom.
like Kaijudo that'll live.
Yeah, exactly.
interesting.
Get bent, Wizards employees that are watching this.
I know. Jesus Christ. So we have a Resonator. It's a 1-drop. Basically, it's just to give something. It's a larger immolation from Magic. It's a 1-drop that gives something plus 400 and minus 400.
Oh my god. The combos with Beowulf.
I know, right?
Because Beowulf has 500 defense, so you're like, oh, plus 4, now it's a 7-1. And it
It's
deals
a
14.
7-1. Smash.
That's a lot.
Yeah, pretty good.
It makes it a risky card because now you have 2 cards invested and it has 100 toughness. But if you have a way to protect it easily,
Yeah.
like
Seems really, really, really good. Worst case scenario, it's a removal.
Yep.
Or you just live the dream and smash them for 14. So
it's not the greatest removal because it's not an instant, but it's still something that's probably worth running in some situations.
yeah, exactly. I agree. Now you have a 3-drop, Futhagwa, the Flame Spirit.
You spit everywhere.
Oh, jeez. So he's a 3-drop. He's another Cthulhu Resonator. He's a Flame Spirit. Has first strike. While attacking this card, he deals damage first, blah, 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 blah. Continuous. This card gains plus 200 for each spell card in your graveyard.
I don't particularly like it.
I mean, in Fire Burn decks, it doesn't seem like the worst thing to drop.
Yeah, I mean, it's a card that sucks early, but can get, it seems it can get really good. So
And it's turn 3, so it almost seems like it's on curve with the fire spells that are burning.
Well,
yeah.
there's one that costs 1 and one that costs 3.
And the 2 cost 1 that has
And there's
effect.
a last one as well.
Okay. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Because meh.
It's kind of meh.
Because if you're playing the burn spells that early, you're probably using them on creatures, I think.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. You're either using them on the creatures to clear path for things like Beowulf, or you're using them for reach to kind of close the game out. So
And it is a rare, so it's
yeah.
If they're
I would-
actually doing appropriate, rarity stuff, then there might be something more to this card.
Yeah. So now we have a pretty solid 3-drop, I think. At least in red.
Gliding Dragon Knight.
Oh, this card seems really, 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 really good.
It's got
Yeah.
fire breathing.
Yeah, it's got fire breathing and it has flying, and it's a 4/8. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, pretty solid. But here's the thing: is that if you're playing like the werewolf kind of beat down, is like does this card make does it make the list, or are you playing just kind of like just a red beat down? Or
I don't know, but I enjoy. Well, I lied. It's not a dragon, so you can't search it with the other guy. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like I don't know if you like, green red ramp maybe. No, because then you have 2 fighters.
I think value creature is just value creature. I think he's just. You can't beat a 4/8 flying with fire breathing. Seems really good. So flying. He's a flying creature with 800 defense. So yeah.
That's solid, yeah.
So now we have Kusanagi Sword. This card actually goes with another card later that we'll get to. But Kusanagi Sword is a 2-drop, 2 fire. When it enters, it deals 6 damage to target Resonator. Pretty good. Continuous. If Resonator with this would deal damage, it deals that much plus 200. Another thing to go with Beowulf.
Yeah, it's good with Beowulf, and I think it's reasonable just because it's also a removal spell when you play it. Like, you're dropping it for 2 as a removal spell, and it's also something else. Could allow you to trade up.
Like, how good is this on, if you're on the play and you turn to Beowulf, and they didn't say they didn't
Beowulf
have...
a 3-drop.
No, Beowulf's a 2-drop.
Yeah, it is. Sweet, too far.
So you're playing this on 3, and you kill whatever their 2-drop is and just kind of get in.
Yeah.
Seems...
I play it on a 1-drop if I have if they have something that seems like it could get out of hand. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, this seems really good even on the haste, the 300 swiftness 1-drop.
Yeah.
Seems even good. Seems even good on that. Like, how many 2-drops have we seen that it can actually survive a 600 target? Just straight up removal.
Mm-hmm.
And then then you're swinging for turn 2. You're swinging for 800. It seems pretty good.
Very
Oh no,
soft.
sorry, it's swinging at 500. Sorry. So.
Little Dread, the fake red
Little
moon.
Dread.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
She's a nightmare. She has an attack. She can attack, recover J resonators. She has 2 awakening abilities. So she's at 800 for 3, which is super rare. I have 600. And the second one is 1 colorless, 1 red. Recover target resonator. You gain control of it until end of turn. You gain swiftness. Jesus Christ, she's a beast.
Yeah,
Dude,
this is
this-
something else.
Good God.
Talk about your
Can you choose the order of
So-
activations of these? Like, can you take something and then give it +6?
I think you could.
Since they're both enters, I would think so.
Yeah, I think you pay. I would think you would pay for them, and then you would choose which triggers to resolve first. It would either be that you would trigger both, decide which one goes, or if the game's different. I'm pretty sure it's probably like something where you trigger through the card text. So you're either giving something +6, -6, and then selling a creature, or you get to choose which one you get to do. So either which way, I mean, if you're paying 6 for this,
Mhm.
then
Things are looking up.
yeah, something is she's good. She's just really good.
For sure.
Yeah, not too bad.
Like a 3-drop 8/8 with target attack is already not messing around.
Yeah, an 3-drop 8/8 that has target attack is it's just nuts by itself.
Like you can
so.
just plop it out there on turn 3 on curve, and it's a major threat.
Definitely something you have to answer. So
So this next card is really good, and it sort of I don't know, breathes light into fire for control decks.
yes,
Breathe light, excuse me.
yes, I would definitely.
Crimson
I would
Hammer.
definitely. Yes, yeah, straight up
Well,
one
better.
drop, destroy target. Resonator total cost to us. Who's calling us?
That's your wife.
Is it really? It sure is. I'm not gonna
Why
talk
is
to
your
you
wife calling me?
because I turned my phone off.
Ooh.
So, Realm of the Dragon King is our second. Is another field edition. 3-drop. Whenever a non-dragon resonator comes into the field, this card deals 500 damage to it. If you control Bahamut the Dragon King, this card deals 800. Okay.
You got to get rid of this card if you're playing a deck of resonators.
Jesus.
Wow.
It's good.
Real good. That card's real good.
Were you running damage control with your wife?
Yeah. Go ahead and.
Okay.
Jackson. Go ahead and take it.
Alright.
Take
So,
it.
All right, so the next card is 3-drop 0/7 Red Bird of Omen. It's resonator bird, has flying. It has continuous. At the beginning of your main phase, destroy all resonators with total cost equal to the number of omen counters on this card.
At the end of each turn, put an Omen counter on.
interesting.
So this is kind of just like Ratchet Bomb for Magic, right? Like you just let it sit there, and at any given time you pop it and see what you can kill.
Yeah,
Seems like a control card, obviously. It doesn't do anything for aggro, but if it sits there and is protected, then it could possibly be very good.
I like that you do it at the beginning of your main phase, so you can still play stuff after you wipe.
Mm-hmm. And you activate your attacks afterwards, too.
Yep.
Solid stuff. And they give it flying, so it's like a good blocker just in that point.
Mm-hmm.
So
It'll block the
easy.
tiny flyers if you needed to.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh,
Next up.
Guess is the Wicked Witch of the West. She's a 2-drop, 100/200. Resonator Nightmare Witch. She has Activate. This card this card deals 200 damage to target Resonator. And continuous. When this card becomes targeted by water spells or water abilities, destroy it.
So much flavor.
Yep. I like the flavor.
That's awesome.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Clever stuff. Way to go, Force of Will.
Mm-hmm.
This next card looks sweet, and the first card to use all 5 of the little will spots there.
Most expensive card we've seen so far. What's the card that we looked at in the last set that just lets you put something into play?
I can't remember, but there is one.
But this has to be what you want to
The
do.
dragon, yeah, Yamada Oraichi, the 8 disasters. Good lord.
So
It has
cost-
swiftness, target attack. It can attack up to 8 times. Attacking doesn't cause it to rest. When it's put into a graveyard from the field, you may search your main deck for a card named the Sword and add it to a Resonator, then shuffle your main deck. But, I don't know. 200 attack, 2000 defense?
It can attack up to 8 times.
Yeah.
That's 1600 attack.
Switch it. Switch the attack and defense. Switch it.
That's overkill. So
Put a poison apple on the thing and go to town.
It has to be the combo card, like you just get the thing to put something into play, I think. Or if does
It-
not exist, then this is not playable, I don't think. But if it is, if it gets on board, then whoo, buddy.
yeah, I don't know.
It searches out the Kusanagi sword, and you just add it to a resonator, build an extra 200.
What
I don't
great-
think you want this to go to the graveyard.
Yeah, what a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
use of 10 mana.
I mean, it seems really good. There has to be a way to cheat it out, but 10 mana, 10 mana is 10 mana, so.
It's a lot.
Mhm.
Let's try Tonus, guys.
Yeah.
Tritonus.
Don't say that because they'll try to get there.
If
I'm
Sagara
playing
sees you playing that card, he's coming to your house.
Jesus Christ. Oh. All right, so I guess we
We're
have.
moving on to blue. I don't know. We're about
Yeah, we're moving on to blue.
we're 41 minutes in. Are we going to blue?
Let's keep going.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's keep going. We'll push it. All right, so now we have Alice.
Wonderland.
This is actually pretty good. Apparently, she's really good. So, Alice, pay any number of will. You cannot choose 0, right? So, she has a bunch of different abilities. So, each ability has, depending on which will or mana you pumped into her, she has prismatic effects or whatever. So, if you paid light.
Nice word.
Yep. For doing judgment, you gain 1,000 life. If you paid water, draw a card. If you played darkness, target opponent discards a card. If you paid fire, this card deals 1,000 damage to up to 1 target resonator. If you paid green, destroy up to 1 target addition. If you paid will of each attribute and will produced from Mujdart, the Fantasy Stone, this card gains flying and swiftness until end of turn.
Sick.
Jesus.
Wow.
So-
Okay, so 5-color fun.
Pretty much. And she's a 700. Yeah. And
Not bad.
the simple fact that you can do a couple different things, and I like the fact that you can just pay a fire or pay whatever and just immediately start dealing damage or force them to discard a card. Like blue black seems really good. Yeah, just seems good. So this is a card we talked about earlier. Alice.
It's worth noting that that card is pretty weak as a J ruler and doesn't really have any inherent ways to protect itself. So you have to be getting the most out of your effects and sort of holding your ability to transform into later in the game, because if it just pops out there and does a couple things and is cute, then they just kill it, then you're kind of just dead because you've lost 2,000 life, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Alice's World, it's an 8-drop edition field. It says for each resonator you control that doesn't share any race with other resonators you control, it may pay 1 less to play this. Pretty much convoke.
Yep.
It says enter, take an extra turn after this one. Everybody loves taking extra turns.
Yeah, that's very good. It's sort of like building on the Alice combo deck where you run all 5 colors and a bunch of different races and just sort of get to that, I guess. A lot of the good decks that we've been talking about, though, like the Fairy Tale one, the Were-Rabbit one, the Wolf one, and the Elf one, all these decks involve so many creatures of the same race. This card isn't splashable at all, but it's a cute card.
I think the deck we were talking about or whatever earlier is I think you can get it. I think you get it down to costing 6 or whatever. It's 5 or 6 is what you can get it down to. And I mean, at 5 it's Time Warp. 6 it's not as good, but I mean, anytime you get to take an additional turn, I mean it's.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
it's
whole
usually-
extra turn of attacking and dropping shit. Yeah.
And then if you think about it, if you're playing multiples.
We have to
Yeah.
think it's mostly just being used for the extra turn for attacks, because the extra turn of dropping doesn't really count because you're spending your whole turn playing this card, and it's not
Yeah.
a creature in itself. It's not a Bombazar or something.
Yeah, it's definitely something you're just trying to. I mean, since you don't actually, since it's not like Magic where you just play land for free, you actually have to tap your ruler or J ruler or whatever to get land. It's not really advantageous for for getting ahead that way. But yeah, as far as getting multiple attacks in, It can be good. I mean, it's something you have to test with. It's something that's definitely have to be tested. But I mean, take an extra turn to take an extra turn. You can't.
You can't rule it out.
Yeah.
Wow, I like this shit.
You.
Fan service.
not because of the art. Just
Sure, the cover up.
Okay, it's a 1-drop that when it enters, you draw 2 cards and then put a card from your hand on top of your main deck.
Pawn. Yeah, it's
Everybody
pawn.
loves to draw.
Yeah.
My
That is a
favorite.
good 1-drop, guys.
Yeah, this card cannot be targeted by spells or abilities. You know, hexproof is always nice. When this card is put into a graveyard from a field, shuffle it into the owner's main deck. I like that it goes back.
Yeah.
For reuse.
Card is good.
But I never saw this Cheshire Cat in my life.
Yeah, this wasn't in
is-
my Alice in Wonderland growing up. That's all I'm saying.
I
so.
know.
Yeah, this was-
Puss in Boots was still a cat, like an actual cat without tits.
Yeah. But yeah, so definitely probably the best 1-drop. I don't know if I'm gonna say in the game, but
Close.
so far it's up there. I mean, it's solid.
One of the best, yeah.
So now we have Crossword of Worlds,
We need some
3-drop.
more male fan service in here.
I know, right?
No, you
CVH
don't.
No, CVH get no love. So Target Resonator loses all abilities and gains all abilities of another target Resonator until end of turn. First Resonator's attack and defense become the same as the second. So basically, you just completely swap everything for the, with somebody else.
You
So
technically copy.
yeah, it just switches
Copy one of your
switches
big
the 2
guys.
characters. So not bad.
Cute.
Interesting. Now, probably the next card that I really like now that we've actually figured out how standby works. Seems really good. 2-drop, standby, destructive flow, trigger. At the end of a turn, you're dealt damage. Return all rested resonators your opponent controls to their owner's hand.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Good card is good.
This is basically take an extra turn.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Replay everything.
This is like I am taking the tempo and just like throwing. It's just too good. Card is good.
Very solid.
Yeah. Definitely pretty good.
It's only a common.
It's
Oh.
only common. Ugh.
This card has sick art. Dreams of Wonderland. These cards just have sick art. Just throwing that out there.
They
Instant
do.
draft.
Humpty Dumpty looks like a little asshole.
He does. He looks
Hilarious.
pretty, he
That's a
looks,
super rare. That card is gonna be foil.
dude, he looks pompous
Oh,
as
God.
shit. Dreams of Wonderland. It's a 1-drop. Instant. Reveal the top card of your main deck. If its total cost is odd, return target Resonator to its owner's hand. Otherwise, draw a card. So it's a straight-up cantrip or it's a 1-mana bounce spell.
It's an instant.
It's
Yeah.
an instant.
That's good.
Solid.
Yeah.
I
think.
like
It
1-drop
seems good.
instants that do things.
Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Yeah. So let's get to Humpty Dumpty's pompous ass. So Hope he falls. He's a 3-drop. He's an 800/800. Activate one water. Banish this card. Reveal the top card of your main deck. If it's a Resonator, put it into your field. Otherwise, put it in your graveyard.
Yes, the dragon on top.
Oh my god!
Running blue-red stupidity.
Oh god! And then you
What?
play it with the Cheshire Cat and put the dragon on top. Draw 2 cards, place 1 card from your hand, put it on top of the deck, play Humpty Dumpty, say fuck all
Yeah, I
you.
thought that card discarded a card. Hold on.
Nope.
No, it puts it back on top. It ponders.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. There's your combo.
To turn 4
Yeah,
Dragon
whatever.
of Death.
5
No,
card.
you have to do it like later than that so you can check out the same turn, but it's just terrible. Whatever.
And that being said, the
This
dragon,
card is,
the dragon
horrible.
has to be on the top, or I guess does it have to be in your hand?
Wait, go back down to
Put a
Humpty
card from
Dumpty.
your hand. Yeah, so you do need it in your hand. Interesting stuff.
I mean, it's not bad stats for a 3 cost.
No.
And like in an all resonant, maybe I don't know. Meh, you can if you can activate it on your opponent's turn, it's better. Right, you can, right?
Yeah.
Rob,
What's up?
you can activate like Humpty Dumpty on your opponent's turn, right? There's no reason you.
I
couldn't.
believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems really good.
Alright.
Little Mermaid of Tragic Love. Coalition of
Oh,
Blue.
the emo side of the series.
Oh, emo mermaid is emo. When this card is put into a graveyard from your field, draw a card. Your opponent must block this card if able.
Oh.
That seems really good.
I like it. It's a 5/3 for 2.
Yeah.
It'll probably take something down since most things at early game can't really. The things that would be able to have more defense than its attack. Don't have enough attack to take it down anyway. And Death Rattle, drawing a card is nice. It's an actual body.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know what deck I'd play it in, but I'd probably play it.
This next card is not Johnny Depp.
No, it's not Johnny Depp. No, nowhere near close.
They're changing my my life over here. I've seen all these movies, and all the characters are changing now.
It is a fairy tale though. So he has awakening ability. His awakening ability is draw a
It's a
card.
1-drop.
That's it. It's a 1-drop that you can pay to draw a card.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, Fairy Tale is searchable,
Later
like
on,
if that's
it's
necessary. Yeah, it can just sort of, help you cycle a little bit more.
That's totally reasonable. It's very good.
So now we have another addition filled Mad Tea Party. 3 colors, 2 blue. Continuous whenever real.
Oh shit, they're breaking out the teeth. Gonna get tarnt.
Mad Tea Party. By spells or abilities, choose a new target at random. Choose at random among all the legal targets, including the original one.
Man, they're
Oh,
making me roll
God.
dice.
That sounds just like a fun card.
It does. It sounds like a fun card. It doesn't seem very competitive, but
It's like Mogor the Ogre from Hearthstone that just says all
Yes.
minions attack random enemies.
yeah,
But
pretty
that card
much.
sees play though. I'm serious.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm like,
It does.
yeah. I don't want people playing that Tea Party. It's just too slow, I think. Yeah, it's bleh.
So now we have another 1-drop here, though.
500, 300.
Yeah, 5/3. Whenever this card attacks, reveal the top card of your main deck. If its total cost is even, the next damage this card would deal this turn is dealt to you instead.
I think I might pass unless I build my deck a specific way. But it's
Could you
possible.
literally
I
imagine
wonder
playing
if
another 1s and 3s?
Look,
I guess you could really see it if you really look at it. I mean, there's a bunch of
You got Humpty Dick over there.
yeah, but there's tons of cards that you want to play. Like I mean, if I'm playing blue, I'm definitely playing Destructive Flow. I'm playing some of these other cards.
Yeah.
Like, how much of a blowout literally would be to go back and play that Crossword of Worlds? Like, you're playing the drag. Like, it literally has the dragon in the picture that you want to play. And you're like, nope, you're switching with this, like, O2 Knight.
there could just be
I'm
like a
gonna
blue-red aggro or something with a bunch of like odd-cost creatures, though. And like a 5/3 1-drop is so appealing.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
Jesus.
If you can somehow avoid the drawback, that's
Yeah.
nuts.
Serena the Girl with Nothing is a 2-drop. It's a human. 400, pays 0. Target resident you control loses all abilities until end of turn.
Cool,
Yeah. So
I think.
there must be something going on if all of your resonators are losing abilities. So the next one is Seashore Fisherman, which
Dun,
probably
dun,
has.
dun, 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 dun. I can wait and fish all day.
It reminds me of that
What's
guy
up
from
with-
Yu-Gi-Oh!
They got a
Mako
fish.
Tsunami. He was in the actual Yu-Gi-Oh.
I just,
Yeah.
The sea and I are getting married.
Ha! Caught one.
So he's a human fisherman. I think it's our first fisherman. You activate him, reveal the top card of your main deck. If it's a resonator, put it back. Look at the top 4 cards of your main deck and put them in any order. Oh, we're comboing. We're comboing, gentlemen.
Oh, no.
if it's an addition, put it into your hand. If it's a spell card, rest target resonator.
It's alright. I mean, I don't exactly know what control decks are going to look
Yeah.
like or like what you're building your deck to do exactly, but like it seems like a card that could definitely feasibly see play.
Humpty
It's a
Dragon.
3-drop too.
Mhm.
So.
Humpty Dragons. We're gonna make it happen.
Oh my god, the most
I'm
badass.
not the
dump.
only person whose voice cracks. Come on, Haber's like old as fuck too. This is no excuse.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty old. So
It's a giant dolphin.
it's a
It's
giant
the
dolphin.
coolest dolphin
It's
I've seen.
blinged out. I thought it said Swallow's giant dolphin, but it's Shallow's giant dolphin.
This card is just a wall. Like, how does like a red aggro deck really deal with this card?
Like, okay, so it's a block to 1,000 ass, and it blocks and taps something else.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's really good in this.
And then you
because
tap something tiny and you untap and kill it.
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, this.
At the
just
very
got
least, I'd
the-
sideboard it.
Yeah, well, the fact that it has a 1,000 back end blocks basically anything in the early game.
Mhm.
So now we have a Sleeping Rat, which is a fairy tale rat with 500/500.
Cute.
Not too bad with a 2-drop, but has no abilities. So, oh, okay. Speaking of no abilities, Star Money is 1-drop. Resonator with this gains +7/+7 if it has no printed abilities.
Getting that paper.
Jesus Christ, that is a pissed off rat.
Yeah, turn 3. 1200 coming
And
in.
it's just an equip spell. It keeps it. Seems good.
Jeez. So now we have Whirlpool of Knowledge.
Also, you
Three-
could, like, in a blue-red deck, there are, I'm pretty sure, maybe some red cards that also don't have any abilities.
Whirlpool,
Oh, that's- yeah.
Whirlpool of Knowledge is a staple if you're playing Alice.
Wow. 2 colors, 1 blue. Draw cards equal to the number of different attributes among resonators you control.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
that's cute. I feel like there are better, more consistent draw cards if you're not running, like, a million
Yeah.
different attributes.
That don't cost 3. Yeah.
Three
I
is
agree.
three seems like an important turn. That's where things start happening that could be pretty messed up. So you don't really want to be playing a chance build to draw like 2 cards at that point. I don't think.
Yeah.
Not in this game.
So we have Witch's Dagger, which is a 1-drop Resonator edition, with some more man service with the "Don't rape me" face, but continuous Resonator with.
Y'all are messed up, man. I don't even want to be here anymore.
Pay 2 water, 2 colors, tap it, destroy target rested Resonator. It's actually pretty good. And activate, banishes Resonator, draw 3 cards. Yeah,
that's just a 1-drop, draw 3.
that's pretty good. I like my creatures to have built-in ancestral recalls.
Solid stuff. So, do we want to end this and go to a part 2?
Yeah, we do because I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
So,
the bathroom. You can
guys,
finish it off.
Definitely check out cyberloregames.com and stay tuned for part 2. See you guys in a bit.
Take it easy.